Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we continue to hear positive news about the health of a Louisville police officer injured during a mass shooting as he continues to recover. And a press box collapse at a softball game at a West Virginia high school leads to a group of people being injured.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. It is almost 5 o'clock on your Monday, May 1st. Good morning to you. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at that forecast. Brandon, good morning.
As I live and breathe, Dakota Makris is back.
Goodness gracious. Only for the month of May, though.
That's exactly right. We're glad to have you back on a temporary basis, anyway.
Listen, I woke up this morning, I was like, why did I agree to this? I was like, we're good. I enjoy it, so that's good.
That's right. I know a lot of folks out there will be happy to see your smiling face again for a couple of days here anyway. All right, let's see what's going on this morning. We had some clouds. We've had a few little spotty showers in the overnight hours, but for the most part, we are dry right now. It is going to be a breezy day. We're talking about winds gusting up to about 30 and 35 miles per hour at times. There's a wind advisory out for some folks. I'll show that to you here in just a little bit. Now, as we head on over to temperatures this morning, if I can get everything to work the way it's supposed to work here, we're going to continue to see, again, some warmer temperatures, but not really that warm. 30s, 40s, and 50s out there this morning, 37 in Wise to 50 in Monticello. I'd say that'll be down in the 40s here before too long, but a lot of mid to upper 40s out there. But when you factor in the wind, it does not feel like that. So a little extra coffee because it's Monday and because that wind, just like yesterday, is going to be chilly, even though temperatures may be in those 50s. And yes, the first day of May, we're in the mid-50s for daytime highs. Some of the models were trying to show 40s, but I think we're going to stick with the 50s. Some rain chances return this afternoon. Scattered, but they'll be there. More on that forecast coming up in just a little bit. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. We have a positive update regarding Louisville police officer Nicholas Wilt. A post on social media shows his condition is improving. His family says the next few days are critical in determining when he will be off the ventilator and other devices. Wilt is able to open his eyes and look around. He is still listed in critical condition, and the medical team is working on getting him stable enough to get off the equipment. Over in West Virginia, a floor collapse of a press box at Wayne County High School put an abrupt halt to a middle school softball game, injuring 9 people. Officials say 2 students were taken to a hospital by helicopter and 3 adults by ambulance. Although none of the injuries are thought to be life-threatening, people underneath the press box were reportedly trying to hold it up before it gave out.
It shakes you. You know, you never want to have to deal with a situation where you have, when you have people from your community and especially your students injured.
School officials say an inspector is investigating the cause of that collapse. The Rising Center Hazard continues to spread its message after Sexual Assault Awareness Month came to an end yesterday. The organization is one of 13 rape crisis centers in the state, covering the Kentucky River region. Crisis counselor Danny Cottle says through events like the Survivor documentary showing held in Hazard, the center hopes people will stay alert.
Our hope is that we do enough in the community and that we have enough events so that everybody does carry awareness throughout the entire year.
The Rising Center is a part of the Kentucky Association of Sexual Assault Programs, which helped produce a documentary detailing survivor stories. A London nonprofit hosted its first 5K to raise awareness about its mission and the needs in the community. Our Chandler Wilcox details what Parkinsons in Motion's mission is and how the event brought the community together.
Nearly 1 million Americans are living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinsons Foundation says. The amount of people suffering from the disease led a London nonprofit to start an awareness campaign.
We need people to be aware at the alarming rate that Parkinson's is growing.
Calling themselves Parkinsons in Motion, the nonprofit put together a 5K to start movement physically and socially. The race brought in more than 100 people from across the state.
It's so representative of Kentucky. There's so many great people who are here, and I've been enjoying a little mini reunion over here.
The conditions were near perfection for their race too. The rising sun mixed with crisp air.
It started out this morning in the 50s, super comfortable to get out here, It's perfect.
Once everyone crossed the finish line, some got medals and others won prizes. One of the prizes was a signed basketball from what participants called London's first family, Jeff, Stacy, and Reed Shepard.
Come together and just support each other. It's really special, and I'm super glad I live here in London, and I love all these people.
Parkinsons in Motion staff will be hosting another 5K this time next year on April 27th. In London, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The Parkinsons in Motion staff will also be hosting a meeting for people to learn more about the disease at the Laurel County Library today. Kentucky is ranked 8th in the country for diabetes prevalence. 14% of all Kentuckians have diabetes and 34% are pre-diabetic. That's why the Fayette County Diabetes Coalition held a free diabetes expo during the weekend. People had a chance to receive free vaccines and screenings. Organizers invited health experts to answer questions about preventing or managing diabetes.
The demand is so high for the need of education, and we're seeing that it's not just subjected to a race, to a socioeconomic level. It's impacting young, old, middle, youth, teens.
Diabetes is the third leading cause of death by disease for African Americans in Kentucky. Uncontrolled diabetes can be associated with complications such as heart disease, stroke, blindness, kidney failure, and lower limb amputation. The Lexington VA is working to increase enrollment in VHA healthcare. Well, this comes as many veterans are newly eligible following the passage of the PACT Act. It expands VA benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxic substances. This past weekend, a PACT event was hosted to educate veterans on healthcare enrollment and benefits and to provide toxic exposure screenings.
During their time in the military, if they think that they've been exposed to any harmful toxics, we want them to come in and get screened for that. We want them to get the health care associated with that. We want to be able to treat them.
Those with the Lexington VA say they are planning several more of these events this year. Well, thank you so much for getting your Monday morning started with the Sierra Mountain News this morning. When we come back, doctors encourage everyone who plan to spend more time outside during the warmer months to take care of their skin while out in the sun.
I know I'll definitely be doing that. The month may have changed over, but the forecast is stuck in a prior season, especially with those temperatures. I'll have the latest on the first full week of May in about 3 minutes.